To celebrate our new house, my husband Greg decided to invite 10 of his coworkers for a barbecue. I spent the whole day running around getting the dishes and meat ready. One of his female colleagues suggested, "Why don't you sit down, Ellen?" But there was Greg sitting back all high and mighty. "It's fine, let her handle it. We can just chill here and eat." I ended up grilling meat after meat and preparing drinks without a moment to sit. At the height of the party, Greg called me over. "Hey, we're running out of meat and drinks. What are you doing?" I thought I had prepared enough, but indeed, we were running low on both. "I'm so sorry," I apologized. Just hurry up and go buy some more. Move it," he barked. Although some of his colleagues tried to intervene, Greg wouldn't listen. "It's fine. If I don't discipline my clueless wife, who will? Hurry up and go on a run for us," he insisted. That was the last straw for me. I had put up with Greg's domineering ways, but being treated like this in front of his colleagues was the last straw. "Understood. I'll go buy what we need," I said, and with that, I left the house and disappeared. My name is Ellen, a 31-year-old working wife in our second year of marriage. I always loved studying and went to a national university before landing a job at a major company where I worked hard. But by my late 20s, I had no boyfriend to speak of. So I talked to one of my few male friends. "Tim, I'm really looking to find a boyfriend. Do you know anyone good?" Tim was an old friend from way back. We went to the same schools from daycare through high school. He worked at his dad's company. "You're finally saying that, huh? Actually, there's a guy at my company looking for a girlfriend. He's a good guy. I'll introduce you." And that's how I was introduced to Greg, who would become my husband. Greg had played football in college and had a strong masculine vibe. He pursued me aggressively, and to someone like me who had little experience and was shy, his forwardness felt dependable. After dating for a year, Greg proposed, and I accepted. "Let's build a happy home together, Ellen." "Yes, thank you. I look forward to it, Greg." "First thing, I need you to quit your job," he said next. "What?" I was taken aback. I felt valued and fulfilled at my job. I was actually hoping to continue working after we got married. "Of course. I can't stand the thought of supporting a wife who just lounges around at home," he retorted. His words struck a nerve. "But if my wife keeps working after marriage, it's like I'm not man enough. Plus, your company is more famous, and that's embarrassing for me, so just quit your job." He always had a bit of an old-fashioned "men must be men" attitude, but I never expected him to go this far. "There's work from home nowadays, right? You have qualifications. You can work from home. That settles it." I couldn't argue and ended up resigning reluctantly. Then I started freelancing using my qualifications. I did miss my old job, but I couldn't stand up to him. Later, we rented an apartment and started living together. But soon after the wedding, I realized something. Greg had almost no domestic skills. We hadn't lived together before our marriage. While I had been living on my own, Greg had always lived with his parents. Maybe that's why he couldn't even do laundry, let alone cook. I thought he would learn eventually, but he showed no interest. He left all the household chores to me and spent his time as he pleased. My dissatisfaction with him grew over time. I couldn't take it anymore and confronted him one day. "Greg, please, could you start doing a bit more around the house?" "Huh? What are you talking about?" he said, looking up from his phone on the couch. I said, "Could you help out with the chores?" "Why?" He looked genuinely puzzled. "Because we live together, and it's tough if you don't share the workload." "What are you talking about, Ellen? It's always been the wife's job to do the chores," he said nonchalantly. I was flabbergasted. What? It's 2024! Sharing household duties is the norm. I work too, you know. Work? You just play around on the computer at home. Calling that work is an exaggeration. It doesn't matter whether you work outside or not. Household chores are the wife's responsibility. What? The man I thought was dependable and manly turned out to be an utterly domineering husband. No matter what I said, he wouldn't listen, and I ended up doing all the household chores. A year into our marriage, as the newlywed bliss faded, his arrogant behavior only worsened. One night, he came home late from a drinking party, well past 11 p.m., while I had already finished the chores and gone to bed. He woke me up upon his return. "Ellen, wake up!" What's wrong, Greg?" I asked, rubbing my eyes. "How dare you go to sleep before your husband comes home?" "But I texted you and you didn't reply. I have work tomorrow." "No excuses. When I come home, you should greet me with a smile. Have dinner and a bath ready." "Are you serious?" "Of course. Now get up. I'm hungry, so make me a snack." I looked at the clock, and it was past 2 a.m. "At this hour? You've got to be kidding me." "Just make the snack. If you don't do what I say, I'll divorce you." Shocked by the mention of divorce, I got up and made mac and cheese as he ordered. Greg waited with his arms crossed, then ate with satisfaction. "After this, I'm taking a bath, so get the towel and pajamas ready." Okay. It felt like I was nothing more than a servant. Despite the hardship, I tried my best to fulfill his wishes. Around that time, my work had gotten busier. I finally had steady clients and was busy meeting deadlines. The pressure was unrelenting, both at work and with the household chores, not to mention Greg's tyrannical behavior. Before I knew it, I was suffering from chronic stomach pain. There were no peaceful outings or conversations as a couple anymore. I had even started thinking it was better when he didn't come home, as he only acted superior. Then Greg said something. "We've been married for nearly 2 years now. I think it's time we got a house." Our house? I had always dreamed of having our own home, but the truth was, our marriage was stressful. I was unsure if buying a house in our current state was a good idea. "Well, I guess I better start talking to an architect soon." "Oh, I was thinking—" I began, but he cut me off with a sneer. "Your opinion doesn't matter. It's gonna be my house." "But—" "You just need to keep quiet and follow along," he added, leaving me speechless. And just like that, he started making plans to have the house built on his own. 3 months later, he gleefully told me, "I've decided what kind of house we're getting. I've even signed for the land. It's gonna be a 2-story house with a big yard, and I've decided to add a home theater and a study for myself in the basement." "Oh, really? But isn't that going to be expensive?" I asked. "You'll just pay the mortgage. Oh, it'll be $2,300 a month," he informed me. How much? I was shocked. Although I was making as much from working at home as I did when I was working in an office, $2,300 a month was still a significant expense. "I'll take out the mortgage in my name since having it in yours or as a joint loan wouldn't look good, but you'll pay it from your earnings. Transfer a fixed amount to my account every month," he demanded. I can't do that," I protested. "Don't talk back. The payments start in 2 months. Despite my objections, our house was built. When it was completed, I found out not only was the layout impractical, but I didn't even have a room of my own. It was hardly surprising since my input had been ignored. I couldn't even voice my complaints. On moving day, Greg said, "The house is finally finished. I'm hosting a housewarming party with my coworkers this weekend." "You are? I wasn't aware of that," I replied. "Well, I just told you. We're having a barbecue in the yard, so get the equipment and food ready. Don't embarrass me. He threatened, leaving me no choice but to agree. I rushed to prepare, buying all the necessary equipment and ordering meat and drinks, all at my own expense. Greg didn't contribute a single cent. When the weekend arrived, Greg's coworkers came by the dozen, congratulating us on the new house. Hi, Ellen! Congratulations on the beautiful house! Where's Tim? I wondered aloud, looking for my childhood friend who had introduced me to Greg. He'll come later. Now get the drinks ready, Greg ordered. All right. I forced a smile and served our guests. Hey, shouldn't you be starting the grill? Oh, right. Could you help? I asked. Why should I? You do it. Can't you see I'm busy? He snapped, even in front of his coworkers. Luckily, one of them offered to help me with the grill. Why don't you sit down a little, Ellen? One of the female coworkers suggested, but Greg was lounging arrogantly. Nah, let her handle it. We can relax and eat, he said. I ended up grilling meat after meat and preparing drinks without a moment to sit. As the party reached its peak, Greg summoned me. Hey, we're running out of meat and drinks. What are you doing? I thought I had prepared enough, but indeed, we were running low. I'm sorry, I apologized. Just go buy some more and hurry up, he ordered. His colleagues tried to intervene, but he wouldn't listen. It's fine. If I don't discipline my clueless wife, who will? Hurry up and go on a run for us, he insisted. That was the last straw for me. I couldn't stand being treated like this by my domineering husband, especially in front of his coworkers. Well, if that's how you want to play this. Understood. I'll go get what we need, I said, grabbing my bag and leaving the house. I ended up sitting by a distant river, far from the supermarket, just sitting there blankly. About 30 minutes later, my phone rang. It was Greg, but I continued to ignore it. Even after my phone died, I stayed by the riverbank. Hours later, as it got dark, someone ran up to me. I knew I'd find you here. Oh, Tim. It was Tim, my childhood friend, out of breath from looking for me. You always come to this river when you're upset, he said. You know me too well, I replied. He sat down beside me. How did the barbecue go? I asked, and he chuckled a bit. By the time I got there, Greg was furious that you hadn't come back. Everyone was pretty taken aback by how angry he was. I helped clean up and left quickly, he explained. I see. I heard about what's been going on from his coworkers. He's been an ass to you, Ellen. He sympathized. I cried and told him everything that had happened. He listened quietly. So, what are you gonna do now? I've already decided, I replied. Tim then drove me back to my parents' house. The next day, Greg showed up at my parents', demanding, Come out, Ellen! What do you think you're doing? Tim had told me to let him know if Greg came, so I quickly texted him. But to avoid causing a scene at the front door, I went outside. Seeing me, Greg became even more enraged. You embarrassed me because you didn't come back from the store. The party ended early and you made me look like a fool, he yelled. Oh, shut the F up already! I found myself yelling back. Caught off guard by my shout, he looked momentarily puzzled. But his confusion quickly turned to trembling anger. How dare you tell me to shut up? You clearly haven't been disciplined enough. We're going home now, and I'll lecture you there. He tried to grab my arm and pull me away. As I resisted, a voice called out from behind us. Stop it, Greg! It was Tim. Tim? Greg hesitated for a moment, taken aback by the appearance of his colleague, who was next in line to be company president. "This is between me and her. Stay out of it," Greg insisted. "Just stop with the rough stuff. I've known her since she was small, and I'm gonna be part of this conversation," Tim intervened. A discussion then began with him present. "It's all her fault. I haven't done anything wrong," Greg argued, to which I calmly responded, "Greg, let's get a divorce." "What? Divorce? What are you talking about?" He looked genuinely confused. So I laid it all out. "I'm sick of your domineering ways. You decide everything about the house yourself and just dump the responsibility on me. Then you start a barbecue party without telling me and treat me like a servant in front of everyone. I can't take it anymore." "But that's what marriage is," he protested. "That's where you're wrong. I can't be with you anymore. My decision to divorce you won't change." "What? What did you say?" He was confused, but Tim spoke up quietly. "The coworkers who saw the barbecue said, 'I feel sorry for his wife, and no wonder she divorced him.' What you're doing is grounds for divorce. Let her go." "No, I can't afford a divorce. Then who's gonna pay the mortgage for the house?" Greg objected. That's when I snapped. "I don't give a shit. You ordered that house, you pay the mortgage. I don't ever want to see your face again, so we'll communicate through lawyers from now on. Don't ever contact me again, you jerk." Leaving him stunned, I went back to the house with Tim. Later on, our divorce was finalized. Keeping a diary of his behavior helped me win a significant portion of our assets through my lawyer. Greg became known among his coworkers as a domineering jerk and was avoided. He eventually left the company burdened by the hefty mortgage and seems to be working tirelessly day and night even after finding a new job. I feel no sympathy for him. He brought this on himself. As for me, I remarried 3 years later to none other than Tim, my childhood friend. After that incident, we realized how important we were to each other. Recently, we found out I'm pregnant, and he is thrilled. This time, I'm looking forward to building a happy family with my loving husband and our child.